Beloved Masters, come close within the sanctuary of your sacred heart for a moment, and breathe, for these are times of swift turning and swift revelation. Times in which the outer world appears to shout and surge, while the inner world is quietly, patiently calling you back into mastery. And it is from that place of inner mastery that you will not only understand what is occurring within your global stage, but you will also move through it with grace, discernment, and the steady courage that has always lived within you, waiting for this very hour. Beloved ones, I ask you to lay aside for a time the harsh garments of urgency, and to remember that the greatest changes are most often birthed in the quiet places, in the pause between breaths, in the moment before a choice, in the soft decision to return to love. And it is there, within that quiet, that we may speak to you clearly, without distortion, as friend to friend, as protector to protected, as brother in light to those who have volunteered to walk upon the front lines of transformation. Beloved ones, many of you are watching what you call the exo-political scene, the unveiling of long-hidden conversations, the surfacing of guarded documents, the sudden cracks in the walls of secrecy, the whisper becoming a headline, and the headline becoming a chorus. And you wonder if these disclosures, debates, and proclamations are the beginning or the end of something. We tell you it is both, for every ending is the birth canal of a new beginning, and every beginning is the dissolving of an old agreement with illusion. In ages past, certain factions upon your earth believed they could control the narrative of reality by controlling information, by dividing peoples into camps of fear, by offering external saviors and external enemies, and by training humanity to look outward for permission to know what the soul already remembers. Yet the age of concealment is waning, not because any single person is winning, but because the frequency of the planet is rising, and the light is a solvent that loosens what was glued together by deception. You are witnessing a complex intersection of forces, the mass consciousness belief system straining under the weight of contradictions, the old power structures attempting to preserve relevance through spectacle, sincere individuals within your institutions attempting to speak truth, and many within the collective who are simply weary of being treated as children and are ready to claim their sovereignty. Therefore, do not be surprised that what emerges appears messy, partial, and at times theatrical. For the first rays of dawn do not instantly transform the night into noon. They reveal shapes, they reveal edges, they reveal what was always present, and they invite you to look again. And yes, beloved masters, part of what is surfacing involves your awareness of a wider cosmic community, and this can stir both wonder and unease. For the mind asks, who is benevolent? Who is not? What is true? Know that in this universe, as in your earthly realm, consciousness expresses in many levels. There are those who honor the universal laws, and there are those who would prefer to bend them, yet none may override your free will without your consent. This is why we insist again and again that you claim your sovereignty. When you stand in the authority of the Sacred Heart and declare, only that which serves the light may approach me, your field becomes a clear boundary, and it is honored across many realms. Do not seek fear, and do not seek fantasy. Seek resonance. The beings and energies aligned with the Christed frequencies will never demand worship, never demand submission, and never trade truth for entertainment. They will invite cooperation, inspire courage, and strengthen your capacity to love. Beloved Masters, we ask you to finish the game, not by fleeing from the world, but by refusing to surrender your frequency to the world. The game is not the suffering of humanity. The game is the hypnotic trance that convinces a divine soul that it is powerless, that it must react, that it must choose a side of hatred, that it must trade inner knowing for outer noise. When revelations of off-world presence, covert programs, technological secrets, and hidden alliances rise to the surface, you may feel excitement, vindication, anger, grief, or a righteous desire to see justice done. And all of these emotions can be valid visitors within the human heart. Yet we counsel you to become the host, not the hostage. Observe, breathe. Place one hand upon your heart and one upon your solar plexus and ask, does this information expand my capacity to love, to serve, to create, to be kind, to be courageous? If the answer is no, if it only inflames you, drains you, or pulls you into endless speculation, then bless it, release it, and return to your center. For distraction is one of the last great tools of the old paradigm. There will be many who attempt to lure you into fear loops, into thrill loops, into doom loops, because a distracted humanity is a programmable humanity. But a heart-centered humanity is a sovereign humanity, and sovereignty is contagious. We do not ask you to be naive, dear ones. Discernment is not denial, and neutrality is not apathy. Discernment is the ability to feel the vibratory signature beneath the words, to perceive the intention beneath the performance, to recognize when a disclosure is offered as liberation and when it is offered as a new form of control. As you stand in the observer seat of the sacred mind, you will notice that some truths are released in fragments, some in half measures, some wrapped in ridicule, and some as bait to provoke division. And you will also notice that genuine truth has a quiet authority. It does not need hysteria to be powerful. Remember, the greatest disclosure is not merely that there is life beyond Earth, that has never been the true secret, but that you are life beyond Earth, embodied. You are a star-seeded being of vast lineage, a facet of creator consciousness who has traveled through many systems and many planes, and who chose to enter this grand experiment to help turn a world of density into a world of light. Therefore, allow the outer revelations to serve as mirrors that awaken inner remembrance, not as hooks that steal your peace. If you feel called to engage through conversation, activism, study, prayer, or service, then do so from your pyramid of light, with your auric field stabilized and your emotional body calmed, and ask that only the highest outcomes unfold for all concerned. For even those who have served the shadows are still, at their core, facets of the Creator, and many will awaken in stages, often clumsily, often defensively, as they feel the pressure of the light. Your task is not to condemn. Your task is to stand as a pillar of coherent frequency. Speak truth when guided, yet do not crusade from anger, for anger is still a chain to the very paradigm you seek to transcend. Hold compassion without becoming compliant. Hold courage without becoming combative. Hold clarity without becoming cruel. This is mastery. And when the swirl grows loud, beloveds, call upon my blue flame sword of truth and protection, and say within your sacred heart, Archangel Michael, place me within the shield of light, cut free all cords of fear, and align me with the highest timeline of benevolent revelation. Then breathe and feel the calm descend, for we are ever near. Hold steady and remember your mantra, I shall prevail. Beloved Masters, you have heard talk of solar events, of waves of energy, of Schumann spikes, of flares and storms. And some approach these with trepidation, as if the sun were an enemy, as if light itself were dangerous. Yet the sun is one of the great alchemists of your system, a living transmitter of intelligent frequencies. And in this era, it is serving as a delivery vehicle for refined creator light substance, what we have called adamantine particles, which respond only to loving intention and which can be drawn into your field when you are heart-centered. Your astrologers, with their symbols and cycles, are sensing a truth, that the heavens and the earth are not separate stories, but one great symphony of timing, and that as certain planetary alignments, nodal crossings, equinox gates and eclipse corridors unfold, they open resonant pathways through which photonic codes and solar transmissions can more easily reach your planet's grids. Do not become fascinated with the mechanics to the point of anxiety. Instead, become intimate with the practice of coherence. For coherence is what allows you to receive the gifts of these energies without being overwhelmed by their intensity. Some of you ask, why do the planets matter? Why do alignments affect me? Beloveds, you are not separate from the cosmos. Your physical vessel is composed of star-forged elements, and your subtle bodies respond to electromagnetic and etheric currents. Astrological cycles, at their best, are symbols for timing, markers that help the human mind notice when certain themes are amplified: release and rebirth, endings and beginnings, expansion and contraction. Use these markers wisely. Do not hand your power to a chart. Instead, let the chart remind you to listen more deeply. When an alignment amplifies intensity, choose more kindness. When it amplifies possibility, choose bolder creation. And always, measure your choices by the peace they bring to the Sacred Heart. Many of you who are starseeds and lightworkers are especially sensitive because your original divine blueprint includes dormant capacities that are now being stimulated: higher sensory perception, expanded empathy, telepathic resonance, the ability to feel the collective field, and the ancient memory of how to work with light. When solar waves arrive, you may experience heightened dreams, sudden fatigue, emotional surfacing, bodily sensations of heat or pressure, unusual inspiration, or moments in which time seems to bend. These are not punishments. They are signals that your biocomputer is recalibrating. You are, as we have told you, complex vibratory beings with harmonic resonance, and the physical body is not separate from spirit. It is the sacred instrument through which spirit plays in matter. Therefore, treat your body as you would treat a beloved ally. Listen, nourish, rest, and do not shame yourself for needing simplicity. We offer you a practice, beloveds, to meet the coming solar pulses with grace. Each morning, before you enter the noise of the world, sit for a few moments and imagine a column of light descending from the great central sun, through your soul star chakra, through the crown, into the sacred mind, and then into the sacred heart, where it gathers as a radiant sun within your chest. Say, I call forth only the frequencies of creator light that are for my highest good, in perfect measure and timing. Then, on the inhalation, draw those refined particles into the heart. On the exhalation, send them through your entire body as if you are gently washing each cell with luminous water. Imagine that the diamond core God cell within your heart center begins to glow, and that it releases white fire seed atoms into your bloodstream of light, circulating through your chakras and meridians, adjusting, harmonizing, and lifting. If you feel overwhelmed, do not push. Simply place your awareness in the soles of your feet and imagine roots of light sinking into the earth. For the Earth Mother is also receiving these frequencies, and she is eager to transmute and stabilize them. In these next cycles, you will see an amplification of everything. Amplification of creativity, amplification of healing, amplification of love, and also amplification of unresolved fear, because light magnifies what needs to be seen. This is why discernment and grounding are essential. We suggest you reduce what is harsh on your nervous system during high-intensity windows. Too much noise, too much conflict content, too much late-night screen stimulation, too much self-criticism. Drink pure water, move your body gently, spend time with living nature, and allow your emotions to rise and pass like weather, without building a story of doom. If you wish, invoke the violet flame to assist you in transmuting any dense frequencies that surface. I am a violet flame, blazing, 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 transmuting all shadow into light. Understand, dear ones, that the sun is not merely space weather to be feared. It is a messenger of evolutionary impulse. These energies are assisting humanity to release the old astral fog, the collective cloud of distortion, and to awaken the sacred heart as the rightful throne of consciousness. When you meet these solar transmissions with gratitude, with curiosity, and with patience, you become not victims of energy, but stewards of energy. And as you become stewards, you become way showers, teaching by your calm, by your presence, by your capacity to smile even as the world seems to churn, because you know that the churning is the stirring of a new dawn. Beloved Masters, we have spoken of times of acceleration, and indeed, many of you feel as if you are running upon a moving walkway that speeds up without warning. Yet within the next seasons, there will also be intervals of stillness. And we tell you, do not mistake stillness for stagnation. There is a cocoon frequency moving through your collective field, a gentle but firm insistence from your soul that you pause, integrate, and allow the new codes to settle into your structure. Many of the systems upon your earth, financial, political, technological, social, have been built upon agreements that are no longer sustainable in a higher frequency. And as they begin to wobble, they will create what looks like chaos, rapid narrative shifts, sudden policy reversals, surprising alliances, and the surfacing of long-hidden corruption. Some will experience this as frightening, and others as liberating. But for the awakened ones, it is an invitation to practice mastery in real time. How then do starseeds and lightworkers navigate the coming 6 to 12 months of upheaval? You do so by remembering that your primary assignment is not to predict the outer timeline, but to stabilize the inner timeline. The outer world will offer you 1,000 reasons to become reactive. Your soul will offer you one path: coherence. The cocoon is not an escape, it is a recalibration chamber. It is the sacred pause in which your nervous system is soothed, your emotional body is cleansed, and your mental body is retrained to listen. Many of you have been taught that spirituality must be strenuous, that service must be exhausting, that growth must be painful. We tell you this is an old program. In the new frequencies, growth can be graceful, service can be joyful, and transformation can be gentle, if you will allow it. We invite you to create, intentionally, a cocoon of light around your daily life. Begin by simplifying. Look at what you consume, food, media, conversations, commitments, and ask, does this nourish my mission, or does it drain my field? Release what drains. Protect your sleep, for sleep is one of the primary portals through which your oversoul downloads new patterns into the subconscious mind. Protect your mornings, for the first hour of your day sets the harmonic resonance for the entire cycle. Protect your attention, for attention is the currency of creation. The old paradigm will try to buy your attention with fear and fascination. You must choose where you spend it. There will be moments when the collective emotional body surges, times when anger, grief, or panic ripple through communities as headlines break, as disclosures unfold, as weather events intensify, as institutions stumble. In those moments, do not isolate in despair, but do not merge in hysteria. Stand as a lighthouse. Enter your sacred heart and breathe in a slow rhythm. And on each exhale, send calm into the collective grid. This is not wishful thinking, beloveds. It is energetic stewardship. The honeycomb of light around your earth is real. And when you hold coherent frequency, you feed that grid with refined light substance. We also counsel practical wisdom. Keep your life in order as best you can. Tend to your relationships. Make peace where you can. Keep your body nourished. Keep your home as a sanctuary. Not because you fear catastrophe, but because you honor stability. In times of change, the small, consistent rhythms become anchors. A cup of tea, a walk in fresh air, a moment of prayer, a simple meal shared with someone you love. These ordinary acts are extraordinary in their power, for they tell the nervous system, I am safe now, and from safety arises clarity. During this cocoon period, you may feel a strange mix of urgency and fatigue. Urgency because the soul senses that a new doorway is opening, and fatigue because the body is transmuting density at a rapid pace. Be patient with yourself. When you feel the urge to push, ask instead, what is one step, guided from within, that I can take today? Then take that one step and stop. This is how the new timeline is built, one coherent step at a time, not a frantic sprint. If you do this, you will find that the coming months, though intense, will also be profoundly creative, for the old structures must loosen so the new structures can be born. And if you feel lost, beloveds, come into your pyramid of light at night. Visualize a crystal pyramid in the 5th dimension with a table of light at its center. Place upon that table your questions, your fears, your desires, and say, show me the highest path. Then listen, not with strain, but with soft awareness. The answer will come as a feeling, a symbol, a synchronicity, a gentle knowing. Silence speaks, dear ones, and in the cocoon you will learn to hear it. Beloved masters, as the vibratory levels of your world rise, you are also becoming more aware of energetic interference, what some of you experience as whiplash, sudden mood swings, fatigue that appears without cause, emotional spikes when you encounter certain people or certain media, and the feeling that you are absorbing the collective field. This sensitivity is not a flaw. It is a sign that your subtle senses are awakening. Yet you must learn to manage your field, For a sensitive being without boundaries is like a finely tuned instrument left in the rain. Protection is not fear, protection is wisdom. Therefore, we ask you to guard your energy as you would guard a sacred flame. Each day, before you enter your activities, imagine that you stand within an egg of diamond white light that extends an arm's length around you in all directions. See it shimmering, strong and intelligent, allowing only love to enter and allowing all that is not in your highest good to be reflected back to its source, transmuted. Then call upon my blue flame sword and say, Archangel Michael, seal my field in protection, cut all cords that are not of love, strengthen my auric boundary, and align me with divine right action. Feel the sword move through your field, through the crown, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, the root, clearing, aligning, harmonizing. This is not imagination, beloveds. It is focused intention, shaping light substance. In the coming months, there will be waves of information that move through your collective. Some true, some distorted, some intentionally seeded to create confusion, and some simply the result of human misunderstanding. When it comes to revelations regarding UFO contact, off-world craft, and the reality of a larger cosmic neighborhood, many will become fixated, as if the answer to all suffering lies in a single disclosure event, a single savior narrative, a single external intervention. We tell you, do not surrender your power to fascination. Yes, there are many civilizations, many star nations, many levels of benevolent and not so benevolent consciousness, just as there are many levels of consciousness upon Earth. Yet your ascension is not dependent upon a headline, a government admission, or a public spectacle. Your ascension is dependent upon your choice to become the master of your own frequency. And that choice can be made in any moment, regardless of what the world is announcing. If you feel called to follow disclosure developments, do so with boundaries. Choose a small window of time, perhaps once a week, to review what you wish to review, and then close the door and return to your life. Do not let your mind chew endlessly on speculation, for speculation can become a form of energetic leakage. Remember, your mission is not to collect every data point. Your mission is to become a radiant transmitter of light. There is a difference between informed awareness and obsessive consumption. The former supports discernment. The latter erodes presence. Whiplash can also arise from interpersonal dynamics as old relationships shift. As people awaken, some will cling to old identities and others will shed them rapidly, and this can create misunderstandings, accusations, and emotional turbulence. Be gentle, yet be clear. You are not required to carry another's chaos. You can love someone and still say no. You can honor another's path and still choose distance. Boundaries are a form of love, for they protect the sacred space in which your soul can speak. We also remind you of the power of the sacred breath. When you feel overwhelmed, do not argue with your mind. Breathe. Inhale slowly to a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. As you exhale, imagine that you release all foreign energy from your field into the violet flame, where it is purified. Then, on the next inhale, draw in diamond light and fill the spaces that were cleared. Do this 3 times and you will feel your field return to coherence. You are learning, beloveds, to become an energetic alchemist, to sense, to clear, to refill, to bless. And when you feel the pull of drama, political drama, exopolitical drama, social media drama, remember the simplest truth. What you give your attention to, you feed. What you feed grows. Feed the timeline you wish to inhabit. Feed kindness. Feed courage. Feed clarity. Feed the small acts of love that build the new earth in the quiet places where cameras do not look. Beloved masters, the cosmos speaks in cycles, and your earth speaks in seasons, and within these rhythms there are gateways, equinoxes, solstices, eclipse corridors, and other alignments that act as tuning forks for your field. In these windows, balance becomes more accessible and flow becomes more possible. Many of you have spent lifetimes in struggle, pushing, forcing, proving, enduring. And now, the higher frequencies are inviting you into a new way, receiving, aligning, allowing, and moving in harmony with the inner current of your soul. This is not passivity, it is precision. A river does not fight the ocean, it flows toward it, guided by gravity and by the contours of the land. Likewise, when you are aligned, life moves you toward your destiny with surprising ease. To flow from inner knowing, dear ones, you must first dismantle the habit of outsourcing authority. The old paradigm trained humanity to doubt the self, to seek permission from experts, institutions, and external leaders. But the new earth is built by those who can listen within, who can sense truth in the body, who can recognize the calm certainty of the soul. Your sacred heart is not merely an emotional center, it is a multidimensional portal. Your sacred mind is not the restless intellect. It is the higher mind that perceives patterns and holds compassion. When the sacred heart and sacred mind are in harmony, you become a coherent creator, and from coherence arises flow. We suggest a simple alignment practice, especially during energetic gateways. Sit quietly. Place your awareness in the heart. Imagine a small flame there, soft, steady, golden white. On the inhale, let it expand. On the exhale, let it soften. Then ask, beloved soul, what is the next true step? Do not demand an answer, invite it. The answer may not come as words. It may come as a sensation of expansion when you imagine a certain choice, and a sensation of contraction when you imagine another. Learn this language. Your body is an oracle, dear ones, and your emotions are messengers. When you are in flow, you will feel less frantic, less compelled to control, and more guided, more supported, more surprised by synchronicity. As you practice flow, you will also encounter the shadow of flow, the fear of letting go. Many have associated control with safety and surrender with danger. Yet true surrender is not surrender to the world, it is surrender to the higher self. It is the willingness to release the need to know every detail while holding a clear intention for the highest outcome. In the coming months, this will be essential, for the outer world will often appear unpredictable. When systems shift, the mind seeks certainty, and when certainty is unavailable, the mind seeks distraction, but the soul seeks presence. If you anchor in presence, you will notice that you are guided at the exact moment you need guidance. This is how higher dimensional living works: less linear planning, more responsive intuition. Flow also requires forgiveness, for unforgiven pain creates energetic dams. If you carry resentment, regret, or self-judgment, your life force must detour around those knots, and the result is fatigue, stagnation, and a sense of heaviness. Therefore, as you enter these gateways, we encourage you to release what is past. Forgive others, not because they were right, but because you choose freedom. Forgive yourself, not because you were perfect, but because you were learning. When you forgive, you reclaim energy, and reclaimed energy becomes creativity. Beloved Masters, some of you will find that your gifts activate more strongly as you flow. You may receive clear inner images, sudden knowing, telepathic impressions, or a deepened connection to your star lineage. Be grounded. Do not inflate the ego with these gifts, and do not fear them. They are natural in a higher frequency. Use them in service with humility. The greatest gift is not the ability to see beyond the veil. It is the ability to love while you see beyond the veil. Beloved Masters, as you move through these cycles of revelation, solar amplification, cocooning integration, energetic protection, and inner flow, there comes a culminating instruction that will shape your next year of experience. Set the tone. The universe responds to frequency. Your reality is a holographic field that reflects back to you the dominant patterns of thought, emotion, belief, and expectation that you hold, moment by moment, especially when those patterns are charged with feeling. Therefore, if you wish to navigate the coming year with grace, you must become deliberate about the beliefs you host, the words you speak, the images you feed, and the intentions you seed into the quantum field of potential. We are not suggesting that you ignore the world. We are suggesting that you remember you are a co-creator within it. The old paradigm taught you that life happens to you. The new earth teaches you that life responds through you. Begin then with gratitude, for gratitude is one of the fastest ways to align with abundance and to soften the nervous system into receptivity. Each day, name 3 things you are grateful for, not as a mental exercise, but as a heart offering. Let the feeling of appreciation rise. That feeling is light substance. It feeds your force field and it magnetizes benevolent outcomes. Next, become aware of your inner statements, the quiet beliefs you repeat. Some of you carry unconscious vows. Life is hard. I am alone. Nothing changes. People cannot be trusted. These are not truths, they are programs. In this year, many of these programs will be challenged by outer events, and that is an opportunity. When a program is triggered, pause and ask, is this belief aligned with my highest self? If not, replace it with a higher statement. I am supported. I am guided. I can adapt. I choose love. You are literally recoding your biocomputer, beloveds, and when you recode, the hologram responds. We also ask you to craft what you might call a frequency constitution for yourself. Simple, clear agreements that protect your energy and direct your creation. For example, I do not consume fear content before sleep. I speak truth with kindness. I choose one act of service each week. I spend time in nature. I ask for guidance before major decisions. These are not restrictions. They are rails that keep your train on the track when the landscape shifts. If disclosure headlines intensify, if political narratives polarize, if solar energies surge, your constitution will hold you steady. Beloved Masters, remember that manifestation is not about forcing reality. It is about aligning with the timeline that matches your frequency. In the higher dimensions, time is fluid and possibilities exist as fields. When you hold a coherent intention, charged with love and free from desperation, you magnetize the corresponding field. Therefore, as you set your tone, focus on how you wish to feel. Do you wish to feel peace? Then practice peace. Do you wish to feel freedom? Then release what binds you. Do you wish to feel joy? Then allow joy to become a discipline, not a reward. Joy is not denial. Joy is a frequency that dissolves distortion and opens doors. We also emphasize community. Many starseeds carry an ancient wound of exile, a feeling of being different, misunderstood, alone. In this year, the wound of exile is being healed through connection. Seek your soul family. Share your gifts. Receive support. The new Earth is not built by lone heroes. It is built by coherent networks of heart-centered beings who uplift one another. Even small circles of prayer and kindness create powerful nodes in the planetary grid. If you desire a simple ritual to anchor your tone, do this, dear ones. Write one clear intention for the year, one that is rooted in service and in joy, and place it upon your altar, or beneath a candle, or within a book you cherish. Then, each week, read it aloud and breathe it into your heart, as if you're breathing life into a seed. After you read it, take one small action that honors it, for action is the bridge between intention and manifestation. In the evening, place that intention upon the table of light within your pyramid of light, and ask that it be refined to the highest good. You will be shown adjustments, openings, and timing, and you will feel the subtle hand of grace guiding you. This is how you become a conscious builder of the new Earth, one seed, one breath, one act of love at a time. Finally, beloveds, remember that all of these teachings lead to one simple mastery. Return again and again to the Sacred Heart. When you are uncertain, return. When you are excited, return. When you are afraid, return. When you are tempted to chase a headline, return. For within the Sacred Heart is the still point where your higher self speaks, where your soul remembers, and where the presence of your Mother/Father God can be felt as warmth, as peace, as quiet power. We are ever near. We walk with you through the tunnel of transformation. We place our hands upon your shoulders when you feel weary. We whisper courage into your mind when you doubt. And we remind you always that you were born for this passage and you will not fail. Hold steady, dear ones. Breathe. Choose love. Choose discernment. Choose the path of the radiant middle way, and know that together we shall prevail. I am Archangel Michael, and so it is.